Most RIAs are one bad SEC exam away from a six-figure headache, and they don't even realize that the biggest mistake that can cause that is from their tech stack. Now, in 2025, the SEC isn't only looking at your trades and your ADV. They're paying attention to your third-party vendors as well. All of your SOC2s, all of your data workflows, they're paying attention to see if you're really reviewing them. Which brings us into the renting versus owning metaphor that I like to bring up a lot in my content. When you're just stringing together a bunch of different third-party softwares, let's just say you have Redtail for this, and then you got Stripe for that, and then you're using Wix for this, and then Calendly, you're basically building your business on top of someone else's. Because again, you don't own any of that technology. You're just renting it monthly for a fee, whatever it is, $1,500 to $300 to run your business. And the issue with that is when you're connecting, let's just say Redtail to your Calendly, and then you're sending Stripe payments, whatever, that every step, every interaction, every connection between APIs or third-party vendors in this case isn't always being monitored, secure, and or archived. So if something happens between you connecting your Calendly and your email to your CRM, that might not be documented. You're depending that there's some type of log running in the background that does track that. And again, even if you're hosting all of this on a third-party server ran by somebody else and monitored by somebody else outside of your firm, you're not 100% sure what's really happening. Because even if you were owning the server that all of your software runs on, you can at least see the logs that are happening and coming in and out, via traffic. But if you don't control that in-house either, then now this not only causes you to worry about security and compliance, but it also causes the issue of having a key man situation. Now, let's just say you're using something like Calendly and Redtail or Wealthbox to run pretty much most of your firm's activities. If you're dependent on them, if you get too wired in, too dependent, you're signing too much, and you don't understand or have anyone in-house that understands the technology, you're going to be stuck using that stack forever. And once that happens, they can up the price to $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever. You would have essentially no choice to pay it. Otherwise, you're not going to know what to do to handle that side of your business, technologically speaking, at least. And now I touched on it already, but there's no guarantee that there's worm on all of your archives, right? Usually when it comes to these third-party platforms, unless they're really specific on delivering it for you, they're just storing all of their archives on a cloud platform that's not actually secure, meaning that they're not write once and read only. They're write as many times as you want. You can edit it later on if you make a mistake. And on top of all of this, and I hate to say this, but businesses will 100% take a shortcut if it means saving money, meaning that connection that natively happens between your CRM and any other third party that you're using, it might not be anything more than just that, a simple API key that anyone can see and connecting it to your Calendly, Gmail, whatever. Which means the moment that someone fills out any of your intake forms or e-signs anything, that connection that sends it from that landing page to your CRM is compromised. And you would have no idea because you're not actually in control or having anyone in your team that looks at this and makes sure that every single step is in fact compliant. And this brings me into what we do differently for RIAs. Instead of relying on 15 other businesses and third parties to run your core functionality, we come in and we build everything you need, your entire stack, on a cloud platform or locally if you have the hardware for it, that you control yourself. So instead of paying anywhere between $500 to $1,500 a month for other people to independently run things that you really don't know about, you own the code, the data, the server, everything. This way, nothing touches a third-party vendor. Let's just say you need Calendly to run your meetings and everything. Sure, that's perfectly fine. However, that connection between your CRM and Calendly is not going to happen without you tracking and archiving every single time. This way, when the SEC asks you what happened on this day between 5 and 6 p.m., you can just go into your logs and say, it was this. You can just show it to them. You don't even gotta tell them. Here you go, boom, hand them the entire file, the entire folder. And not only when they ask you, hey, can you give us a third-party vendor list, you can simply say, just talk to my team. Or here, just talk to this person right here. You know exactly who to go to, which is an individual compared to working with 15 other people that you really can't get in touch with. It's just going to be a bunch of customer service. You can immediately hand them the contact information or even book a call with the person that built the entire infrastructure and that can answer any questions that you may or may not have. And if we're being completely honest, a client that's over the age of 50 and they're asking you to manage over $50 million in assets, they're not going to really want you to have 15 other companies that's handling every single handshake and transaction of their information. If you can tell them and promise them everything we do is in-house, every technology we use, every software, any interaction with any third party that we may or may not have is logged and tracked securely on our end. That way you and your assets, your wealth, your family is in fact protected. So if you're looking to upgrade not only the technology stack, but provide a compliant and secure solution for your firm and anyone that you're managing, comment down below, or you can just reach out to me in an email, Instagram DM, whatever is the best way for you to contact me. If you want to talk more directly face to face, you can click the link in the description down below. Okay, free 10-15 minute call, and we can do a quick audit to see where you are at. A quick 15-10 minute audit, and we can see exactly where you're at right now and what it would take for you to be up to speed and get everything going. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you.